The sound wasn't loud. It wasn't violent, but it echoed. A soft rip, clean, deliberate. The kind of sound that doesn't assault your ears, but slices through the room anyway. Not because the paper was torn, but because dignity was. The piano continued to play, unaware, drifting through the dining room of the Aurelia like a fragile lie. Crystal glasses caught the light. Linen napkins rested untouched. Conversations froze mid-sentence. The hostess didn't rush it. She didn't hesitate. She made sure everyone saw. The reservation card, thick, cream-colored, embossed with gold lettering and the weight of exclusivity, was split straight down the middle. And just like that, the room stopped breathing, because moments like these don't happen quietly. They happen in rooms full of witnesses. And tonight, everyone was about to choose who they believed belonged. Harborcrest was the kind of city that didn't need to say its rules out loud. It wore them, in the way the skyline glittered without warmth, in the way yachts stayed docked behind velvet ropes, in the way smiles tightened when the wrong person walked into the right room. It was a city that believed in polish, in legacy, in preserving standards, and standing at the very heart of that belief was the Aurelia, a restaurant so exclusive that simply being seen inside, it could rewrite how people treated you. 6-month waitlist, no walk-ins, no second chances. This wasn't just a place to eat. It was a gate, and guarding that gate tonight was Valerie Monroe. Valerie believed in order, not the kind written down in training manuals, but the unspoken kind. The kind passed down in glances, in side conversations, in the gentle way someone is redirected without explanation. She had learned early that proximity to power was its own form of power. And she had learned, painfully, that the quickest way to lose standing, it was to let the wrong person slip through the door. 6 years she had stood at this podium. 6 years of memorizing faces that mattered, names that carried weight, people whose presence elevated the room simply by entering it. She told herself it was professionalism. She told herself it was about protecting the image. But deep down, Valerie knew it was about control. And tonight, she was in control of the door. That's when Elena Cross stepped forward. No designer logos, no performance, no nervous scanning of the room, just a tailored coat, a calm posture, and eyes that didn't rush. Elena didn't need to look around. She already knew how rooms like this worked. She felt it before anything was said. That pause, that half second where someone decides who you are without asking. She'd lived it before. In boardrooms where her credentials were questioned twice. In elevators where silence stretched too long. At investor dinners where her last name sounded different depending on who repeated it. Tonight was supposed to be simple. Dinner, a quiet celebration. No announcements, no reminders of who she was. Just food, conversation. But simplicity has never been distributed equally. Valerie clocked her immediately. Not rude, not loud, not insecure. And that unsettled her, because people who belonged either demanded attention or avoided it. This woman did neither, which, to Valerie, meant uncertainty. And uncertainty had no place at the Aurelia. She offered the practice smile. Polite, controlled, empty. I'm not seeing your name on tonight's arrivals. Elena didn't argue. She slid her phone forward. Reservation for Cross. Table for 2. Valerie didn't touch the device. She didn't need confirmation. She needed control. There must be a mix-up. She reached for the printed reservation card, tilted her head, read the name again. Then came the laugh. Quiet, rehearsed. The Aurelia maintains a particular image. The room leaned in without realizing it. And tonight, we're prioritizing guests who align with it. Elena's voice stayed level. Are you saying my reservation is invalid? Valerie smiled and tore it. The rip wasn't rushed. It was ceremonial, the kind meant to teach a lesson. Forks hovered midair. A couple at the bar froze. Phones slid halfway out of pockets. Valerie placed the torn pieces back on the podium. Neatly. You're welcome to try somewhere else, she said gently. The pier cafes are much more flexible. She meant accessible. She meant for people like you. Elena felt the heat rise. Not anger, but memories of. Her mother's hand was tightening in department stores, security guards who followed without touching, meetings where her ideas were echoed louder by someone else and credited elsewhere. She could leave. She had left before. But tonight wasn't about pride. It was about patterns. And patterns don't change when everyone walks away. If you've ever been judged before you spoke, if you've ever been told you didn't fit the image, pause for a moment, like this video, because this story isn't just entertainment. It's familiar. Elena didn't raise her voice. She didn't defend herself. She simply said, "You might want to reconsider how you're handling this." Valerie laughed. Not cruel, but dismissive. "And you might want to understand where you are." The silence stretched, uncomfortable now. A young server, Noah, quietly slid a glass of water toward Elena. Their eyes met. Recognition. Humanity. Valerie noticed. Her smile hardened. "That won't be necessary." Noah retreated. Elena reached into her bag, pulled out her phone. "Calling someone?" Valerie asked. "Yes." She dialed. "I'm at the Harborcrest location. Front podium. There's been an issue. I'll wait." She ended the call. Valerie leaned back, arms crossed. "I've been here 6 years," she said quietly. "This place doesn't move for people like you." The sentence landed heavily. Too heavy. For the first time, Valerie felt it. A crack. Not fear. Calculation. Because the woman hadn't begged, hadn't threatened, hadn't stormed out. She waited. And people who wait like that usually know something. Minutes passed. The piano didn't resume. Whispers spread. The manager peeked from the back. Valerie felt eyes on her now. Judging. Measuring. Then, footsteps. Not hurried. Purposeful. 3 figures entered. Sharp suits. Focused eyes. They didn't scan the room. They walked straight past the podium, past Valerie, and stopped in front of Elena. "Ms. Cross, apologies for the delay." Valerie turned slowly. "The board expected you tomorrow," one man continued. "We didn't realize you'd visit the site personally." The room stopped breathing. "Cross?" someone whispered. The man finally faced Valerie. Elena Cross is the majority stakeholder and newly appointed chief executive of Mariner Holdings, which acquired this property and its parent group last quarter. Valerie's world narrowed. Her reflection in the glass looked unfamiliar. Elena didn't smile, didn't gloat. She simply spoke. "You were right about standards." She looked around, but standards rooted in exclusion eventually collapse. She turned to Noah. "Kindness is noticed." Then back to Valerie. "Your role here ends tonight." Security stepped forward. Valerie didn't resist. She didn't argue. She walked past the same door she once controlled. Elena didn't take the private room. She chose the center. Visible. Unhidden. Because power doesn't need distance. It needs memory. If this story moved you, subscribe. If it reminded you of your own, share it. Because the most dangerous thing to systems built on exclusion is someone who remembers every door they were ever denied, and one day builds a longer table